Hello, this is Bobby Hammerman, COC Administrator for the Center for Forest Wood Certification. And I'm going to take a few minutes here and show you how to verify your suppliers. So the first thing that we need to do is click on your favorite web browser, whatever that is. I like Google. And I'm going to go to, I like Chrome. And I'm going to go to Google and what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in FSC certificate search. Now there's a couple ways you can do that. You can do it through this search engine through Google, but it's also listed in your procedures. So you could go to your procedures and just type it in the address page or address the URL, and it would you could get to it that way. But this is pretty easy way to do it if you don't want to go back to your procedures and look. And then you can just click on the link pops right up. So it's this info.fsc.org. Again, you could type that right into your address bar there. Or since I got it pulled up here, I'm just going to click right on the link. And it pulls up this page. So the easiest way to do this, or at least the easiest way that I think to do this, I'm going to pull in a suppliers list here. So you can see all these suppliers that are on this list: Associated Hardwoods, Flexible Materials, Hood Industries, Horizon Forest Products, and Worth Wood Group. And we'll look up a couple of these, but let's start with, let's look up Hood. So the way I do this is I'll take that 003323, that 6-digit number, and I'll type it in this third window here across from certificate code. So let's remember that number. It's 003323. And what I could do is I could just copy and paste that in there like so. Or you can just type it in. You can type in 003323. Then when I hit search, Hood ought to pop right up. So there you go. There's all the Hood industry locations listed. There's a COC number. And then what I can do is click on the COC number for Hood Industries, and it'll pull up their certificate page. Okay. And then if I wanted to document that it did this, I could hit print here, and that would print what I'm seeing right here on the page. Actually, it'd print, I think some of what you're not seeing too, but you could keep this in your records, and then that would verify that you had checked your suppliers. The other thing you can do is just note it. We have, most all of you have put a page in your procedures called a verification form that you could just fill out and date it and say, hey, on this date I checked this supplier and so forth and so on. And that would keep you from building a big old file of where you verified these guys. So it's up to you how you want to handle it, but one way or another you need to verify them and you need to document that you did that. All right, so when we get to this page, what are we looking for? So the big thing is where it says status here, you want to make sure that says valid. That's the biggest thing, okay? If this doesn't say valid, then you can't use that supplier. That means that somewhere or another they've lost their certification or they dropped their certification or whatever, but they're no longer certified. And that's why FSC wants you to go to this web page and verify them so that you're just not taking their word for it, because they, like I said, they could have lost their certification, or they could just, they could have just dropped it because of, maybe they wasn't getting enough sales or whatever, and they just decided to quit. So we want to make sure there's no confusion there. So by going to this website and verifying them, then that eliminates any confusion there could be. Another thing you could look at that is important is under product type. You want to make sure that if you think you're buying wood panels from Hood, that they're able to sell you wood panels. And you can see here, it'll tell you product type. So they're able to sell you wood panels and engineered wood products, solid wood, lumber. They can sell you lumber. They can sell you wood for construction. Not necessarily know what that is. I guess that's MDF and such. Molding, it looks like too. So there you can see all the products they can sell. And so you want to make sure that those are on there. The other thing is if you're buying wood panels, you want to make sure that they're able to sell it to you in that particular claim that you're buying it from them. So the wood panels, FSC Mix is how they sell those panels to you. We might go down here. Actually, here they can sell you plywood on down here in W8 plywood, they can sell that actually as FSC 100%. So you want to make sure that's another thing to check. Product type, and then can they sell you the claims that they claim they're trying to sell you. But again, the main thing is right here where it says status, that's got to say valid. If that doesn't say valid, then you simply can't buy from them any type of FSC product. Now let's back up a minute, and I'll show you another way to do this. So I'm going back to the certificate page. And by the way, I have this bookmark. So when you get here, you could bookmark it, and then you wouldn't have to do that search engine process to get to it. You'd have a bookmark, and you just click on it, and then it would pull up this page. So another way to do this is I could go in here where it says under organization, where it says name, and I could just type in Hood Industries, and then go down to the bottom and hit search. And that's another way. See, that's another way I found it right there. Okay, just like that. Again, there it is. So I'm going to back out of this again, X out of that, and back up, go back to my certificate page. Let's pull up the suppliers list again. Let's look for another one. So let's look for Worth Wood Group here. So that number is 002475. So I'm going to type that in over here again, and across from certificate code, this third window, 002475, and then I need to remove this name because it won't find anything if I don't remove that name, because it'll be looking for both the name and the number. And then hit search, and there's Worth right there. Click on the COC code, and it pulls up all the information, and it says right here that it's valid. Okay, so we know we can use them. And again, once you do this, you need to document that you did it. So when we're looking at your records, we can verify that you actually are doing this process. Okay, so let's go back and let's try it another way. Again, we're going to look for Worth. So we'll take out the number, so that's blank, and just type in Worth. And let's see what happens when we do that. I'm not real sure. Well, yep, that popped right up. Let's click on the COC code. And again, there we are. We're at Worth Wood Group right here. And status says valid. So we can use them to purchase FSC. All right. So I think with that, I'm going to sign off here. I think if you have any questions, again, don't hesitate to reach out to me. It's a lot easier to solve problems before we create them than it is after the fact. So please reach out. But this is a way to verify your suppliers, and something that you need to do at least a couple times a year, maybe more often. If you rarely buy FSC materials, you should probably check each supplier before you buy from them, just to make sure their status is still good with FSC.